Hello, Just Too Good here, and another qualification period for a LEGO Ideas review has ended. If you don't know what that is, basically, when projects reach 10K on LEGO Ideas, 10,000 supporters, which LEGO Ideas is a site where you can submit your own LEGO ideas, then LEGO will consider it, and that's what happened here. So once these projects reach 10K, they're put into a grouping, and that's what this grouping is. And then in the summer, with this particular one, we're going to find out the results of which one of these will become a LEGO set. And it could be multiple sets, it could be no sets, so it's interesting. But for this period, we have a total of 25 projects, and I haven't looked too hard at these. I like kind of getting a raw reaction for these LEGO Ideas stuff, and you guys like that as well, it seems like. So let's go into this, and I have a new kind of scale for this, so I'll say I'm not sure, that's in the middle, likely, and then very likely, and then unlikely, and then nearly impossible. So like 5 things it could be, and I'll say which ones I think will be sets and which ones won't be. So first one is 737 Boeing passenger plane. Now if you remember, they had I'm not a flight plane expert, but they had a set like this back in the day. I actually have it, and I think that was a popular set that's kind of picking up momentum now, so I could see them cashing in on that and kind of taking a minifigure scale approach. I would love this. I would love this as a set. But keep in mind, what I would love as a set is not what I would think is likely or very likely. I would say this one is likely, but I don't know if this is very likely. But yeah, it's a likely set. I just worry, the things that I think would make it not likely is because they did just put out the minifigure airplane stuff for City last year. And also, it seems, the price range of ideas is becoming less and less of a problem, but it does seem like it would be like 300. Am I wrong in saying that? Or like 400, and I'm not sure. Have we gotten a set 300 or 400 from ideas? I don't think we've ever had, right? And then the Colosseum architecture style, I don't know. I feel like this one is I would say I don't know. It just I can't really judge. I would actually say not likely. I'd actually say not likely, because they say architecture style, and I don't think LEGO has ever released an architecture style set in this way, because they have an architecture theme. So it kind of conflicts with another LEGO theme. So I say that one's not likely, but not impossible. Gravity Falls, the Mystery Shack. This always gets nominated. And this is actually the most realistic in terms of the pieces they use for the minifigures, because usually they will show new minifigure pieces for these characters. And I have to say, like, this is translated very well with these pieces. Like, I didn't think that hair hat combo from Stranger Things would be so effective on Dipper. That looks fantastic. And this is something that's like highly requested by so many LEGO fans all the time. And like I said, what I thought was a downfall of the other ones, which would be new pieces, even that has changed for Sesame Street, but this doesn't even have new pieces. I would say this is likely. Not very likely, but I think this is it. I think this is the time we will get the Mystery Shack, because it just we keep getting idea stuff for Gravity Falls. This is it, because like I said, it just feels a lot more realistic. And it looks fantastic. I would love that, because I haven't seen all of Gravity Falls. I got some of it spoiled, but I loved what I saw of it, and I love getting like animated shows, especially a good animated show. So I'm hyped for that if that happens. And that's by Top Lego 8 and Mini Brick Productions, which Mini Brick Productions and Top Lego 8 I'm familiar with. I love them, so that's great. Bricktown Police Station, I would say nearly impossible. This is way too similar to the modular that just came out. LEGO would not release both of those back to back. Oh gosh, I didn't even see this. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is beautiful. This is my favorite so far. Now, we've gotten a bag in before, which is one of my favorite LEGO sets of all time. And I still have it built, but I don't even, I think I know where it's at, but I haven't. I just want to take it out and display it, but I will not do that until I see this, if it fails, But I do think this is likely. I think this is, LEGO has had this obsession with like storybooks recently. If you notice, like they had that Charles Dickens one, they had that storybook promo back then they had the storybook LEGO Ideas. And this is different from all of those. I love how it has like a much bigger look. It's not focusing on the function of it being a pop-up, but rather that's the base of the Hobbit hole. But there's a conflict which makes me doubt this, that's that this is based off the book, but the contents of this is based off the movie. Now the movie, the book from my understanding had like official illustrations at one point. Like there was like official illustrations in the world. But still, this looks way too much like the movie in part. Like this is, it's tied to the movie at this point. I don't know how those rights work because I don't know. I guess Warner Bros. Because it's MGM, right? I think it's MGM. I'm not with the rights of Lord of the Rings. I think it's MGM and Warner Bros. So I don't know how much Warner Bros. Has in terms of the book rights, and I feel like they might feel like the Tolkien estate might even not approve of this because it takes some designs from the movies, like with the minifigures, like those are literally straight from the Hobbit movie line, and it ties it to the book, and I don't know. So that's why I will say I would put this in the middle of I don't know. It just feels like there's some licensing conflicts there that I'm not entirely sure about. And that's the dangers of raw reaction. So Red Dwarf, Starbug, LEGO Ideas. People have been wanting Red Dwarf stuff for a while. But this, like, I've seen stuff requests for, like, minifigure scale ships and stuff like that. So is this a ship? Yeah, it looks like a ship, which is really cool. So I want to see if there were minifigures, but it seems more of like a actual model. But Red Dwarf is one that isn't really popular in the US, so I'm not entirely sure. So I'll put I don't know, because that's more of a European thing, so I can't really speak too much on it. So Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yip. Okay, so Mini Brick had a great Avatar project, and this is another great Avatar project. This is by Studio T Rico. I love how this seems to move. Which that base, where's that from? That's from oh my gosh, look, that's cool. You put little animations, so you can see how that moves. That base, what is that reminding me of? Maybe the Dragon Dance set, because I'm thinking of that Crank base. But yeah, this is a different take from Mini Bricks, which is cool. This one's a lot bigger. It's more of a display model. It's tied to a function. I like the minifigures here as well. Interesting that I think him and Mini Bricks both use the same hairpiece for Toph. I wouldn't think of using that hairpiece still. That doesn't look right to me. Sorry, saying water chug. Classic castle. Yummy. I mean, they talk about fantasy stuff, just bringing back old themes and stuff like the Pirate Bay. That looks beautiful. I would love that. But for some reason, we've gotten castles, like literal castles before, and LEGO seems to avoid it. But I could see this. I would say this one's likely. I don't know why. Again, like, this is something they're, like the blacksmith shop, like Pirates Bay. This is something they're doing a lot, where it seems like they're, with ideas, they're getting projects that are nostalgic to, like, the LEGO legacy and tying it in with a much more A-full take of, like, a D2C set. So I think that's likely. Open MRI. Interesting. That's okay. And this is like an interesting design with magnetic features. Okay, wait. I didn't even know you could put magnets. Like, I thought that was like you can't put like anything that's not Lego. Interesting. I wonder if he probably had to ask, like, can I do that? I want to see if there's like a video or something like that. But you could get the scan and everything. It's a very interesting design. Like, look at that head coil. I've never seen that in LEGO before, but it's something that, is important. I do wish this looked more visually interesting. Like, make a room, add some details to the side. I guess it looks like an MRI, yeah, but it just looks kind of bland on details. But the function seems to be there with a magnet, feature or whatever. So this is so different. I would say it's likely. It's so different, but it's not anything objectional. Like, objectional? Not anything that LEGO would be like, I'm not okay with this. Like, I think, okay, that's an important thing. That's actually interesting. Motorized lighthouse. Oh, that looks so beautiful. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I would say this one's likely. It just, the one thing would be if it's too expensive, but I think you could do this. They would scale it down like they did with the blacksmith shop, or I think the Pirate Bay they scaled down as well. So it wouldn't be like this size. So yeah, I think this one, and it looks beautiful. Like, oh, I love that hilltop design, and I love the house there. Yeah, I think this one's likely. It's a cool function. It's something that we like. Like lighthouses. People love lighthouses. I love lighthouses, but we haven't gotten like a D2C lighthouse, right? Like, I can't even think of one. So that's something that I think is likely. Avatar: The Illuminated World of Pandora. Interesting. I will say this. People get mad when you say this. I think this one's not likely, because Avatar right now is no. I don't want to be mean. very little people care about Avatar right now. I get it was the most, the biggest movie, but I feel like even Disney is struggling with that Avatar land. Like, Avatar is something that it was a huge cultural moment, but it doesn't have a cultural impact. Like, that's how I see it. Like, it didn't, like, the trend of 3D was going on for a bit, and even that kind of died down. I mean, now with movies, theaters possibly dying down, and nobody's even thinking about 3D. But yeah, so I don't think this is likely. But it looks beautiful, and I would like it. Like, I've always wanted Lego Avatar. Like, yeah, Lego Last Airbender Avatar is better. But this, like, I've always wanted this because I love the figures. Like, the character designs look cool. So, and again, like, the world is very, very different, and that looks beautiful. So I want it, but I don't think it's likely. Spirited Away. Oh, nice part usage, too, with the little hook piece. Oh, I love this. I mean, I love this. I love this. And I think, okay, this one's likely, because I love Spirited Away. But I think this is likely because it's different, captures culture that we haven't gotten in Lego before, Japanese culture, which is kind of awesome. We've gotten some stuff inspired by Japanese culture, of course. I guess, yeah, Spirited Away inspired by Japan. You get the point what I mean. And it's a very, very this is a popular, beloved film, and one that doesn't have objectionable content. And I think this is tapping into a new market, because we haven't gotten Lego anime stuff before, unless you count Exoforce, unless you count Avatar, which that's not anime. So I want this, and I think this is likely. I think it's likely. Jumanji of 1995. I'll tell you, I don't think this one's likely, because the relevance of Jumanji now is the relevance of the new movies, and this is tied to 1995. So having such a big model for this movie just feels like they wouldn't do it. And I think it's too niche at this moment. Like, if it was something tied to the new Jumanji, they would probably be more likely to do that, because the new Jumanji movies are, it seems like, more popular than the old Jumanji movies. Obviously now, because they're new movies, but like, even like box office wise, those are like huge hits. So I don't think this is likely, but not impossible. Oh, this is beautiful. Little Venice. Okay, this is different. Okay, this I could see is likely, because it doesn't look, I mean, it would be a lot of money, but they would scale it down. Different culture captured, which we've gotten in some stuff, like, for example, the Lego Spider-Man set with this area. But the design of this it's very different, and it's something that I've seen people try to recreate in Lego. So yeah, I think this one's likely, and I would love that. That would be an amazing one. Autumn Union Type C race car. Okay, again, I don't want it to seem like my lack of passion for vehicles makes me not think these are likely. But this one's similar to that one, the yellow one, and that one, from my understanding, sold just decently. It wasn't flying off the shelves. It doesn't have much hype, so I don't see why they would do another one. So I don't think that's very likely. Automated garbage truck. Now, this is similar to garbage trucks that Lego has on the market now, but the feature was really popular. Like, I kept seeing this shared on, like, Facebook. Like, I was seeing this, like, shared, like, people would just send me this randomly. I'm like, okay, so this is something really popular. So I don't know if Lego would cash in on the popularity of that, even though it is so similar to stuff you'd find from Lego City, because, we find garbage trucks in Lego City, but none of this detail. It could be a cute small set, and Lego Ideas hasn't done, like, I'm trying to think of a small, like, last one I can think of is Tron for like $35 or less. Am I wrong in that? And I'm not talking like the promos, because it's different. So I don't know for this one. I would actually put that at, I don't know. TX Master Games. I like the calculator. Oh, is that bad? Okay, wait, Taekwondo. Interesting. Okay, this is like a Taekwondo. Okay, so there's a game based with Taekwondo. I don't know anything about this. I don't know. I am very limited on knowledge of this. Okay, so, I mean, they're explaining it. So, play and join the TX Master. TX stands for Taekwondo. I can't say it. An educational system for children and youth that train Taekwondo, created by Master Dan. TX Master is a set of hundreds of games that will let you have an impression of real training, fun, and fair. That's interesting. So this is something in the Taekwondo world, which I've had family members say Taekwondo. I don't know much about the Taekwondo community and stuff like that to see how much of a demand and everything. So I'll put that at, I don't know. That's really new to me. Interesting stuff. Oof. I mean, this is architecture, but gosh, that looks freaking beautiful. Oh my gosh. Again, it's. I don't think they would make it because it's just too similar to the Lego architecture line. It doesn't seem like they've done any architecture stuff, and if they would do an architecture thing, they'd do it as part of the line. So I don't think it's likely, but that's beautiful as heck. The car wash. Okay, like a D2C car wash. I could do this. That's a concept that we haven't had before, right? I'm thinking this corner garage have a car wash, but yeah, I would say, I don't know. It might be too modular. It might be because like the building they've done for Lego Ideas is what, like the old fishing store. Okay, you can't just plop that in a modular. The tree house. Okay, yeah. Like this one seems a little bit too modular, so I'll say that. I think it's not likely because of that. Now the more I think about it, Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit is something I'm familiar with, even though it is more European. The design of this I freaking love, and Wallace and Gromit is something that has a lot of DNA with Lego because it's stop motion, and I think that, and it is a different type of thing. I worry it's too similar, like they'll see it as too similar to the Adventure Time figures, which were like a flop, but it is more posable. Like it makes more sense for, like, I didn't even understand why Adventure Time was like those, crappy figures. This like makes sense because these are recreations of like the models they use in Lego form, and they look extremely posable. And it's something similar to the Mickey Mouse one that they released recently, but it's not. It's a concept that they're. It seems like they're willing to do with the Mickey Mouse one. So I actually think this is likely. And I would like to see that. I mean, I'm usually not like, I would say, oh, Wallace and Gromit minifigures, but I don't even think you could do like a Wallace and Gromit minifigure without using like new pieces, and like the ears are important, stuff like that. So I think this is actually a really interesting and cool product, and I would buy this. And then Among Us, Skeld. I want Lego Among Us because I am playing it more and more with my friends, but I fear it's too fun. Like I love, it's hilarious. I mean, okay, look, it's a joke, but like one of them, like when you kill somebody, like he literally shoots him in the head. And it's funny because they're like, it's like they're not human, like they're not humanoid characters, so it's like they're like cutesy characters, and it's so violent that it's not like the most funny adult thing. But I think that might be too much. But gosh, they would make billions off of this because Among Us is still popular. That one has stand the test of time. I thought it was gonna die. Roman warship. Ooh, this is cool. Pretty unique. Fantasy. This is historical. Historical fans have been asking for this. A more adult concept. And gosh, I love even the bottom with the tigers. I think this is likely, and I would like that. The Addams Family Mystery Mansion. Yeah, I think this one. I like the Addams Family, but I don't think it's relevant enough nowadays. They had that animated movie that did okay, but I think this is too big a project for something that's not as relevant in today's culture, pop culture. But I said that with Home Alone, and yeah, Home Alone is way leagues more than I think Addams Family more relevant in today's culture. So who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But even like I said, I think Home Alone is more relevant in today's pop culture. GMC Blue Chip 100. Now, I don't know much about cars, like I say. This one, I don't know. I actually will put this at a I don't know because it is different from, like, say, that one I pointed out earlier. It might lean too much into the creator car territory, which we've gotten a lot of cars that are like creator car sets in Lego Ideas, and they just haven't made them because it seems like they just want to do it on their own. That one, I'm thinking of just that one set is the one that they made for like a car in Lego Ideas. That's not the promo, the vintage car now, something of this creator expert scale. So I'll actually lean more towards not likely because I just thinking about every time they pitch a creator expert like car like this and it just gets shot down. And then Viking Village. See, I guess I lean more towards ideas that are not like, okay, there's not objection there because Lego is touchy with like certain franchises. I'm not saying, like, I think personally Lego should do like any franchise. I guess there's some limits there, but like shouldn't limit themselves to rated R or whatever because it's so inconsistent with stuff. But I'm talking about what Lego has done in the past. So something like the Viking Village, it's not like licensed or anything like that, and it's something you can't get in other Lego themes. I think that's one of the huge things they do with Lego Ideas, and they went back on this before, you know, because they've done stuff that, okay, like you could say the Steamboat Willie was similar to like the CMS, but it's not. This is not something you would get in another theme nowadays, but it's something people have been requesting forever: the return of Lego Vikings theme. And then it's so detailed, but it's not something that looks like a ridiculously over-detailed, impossible mock to make. This is, I think, one of the most likely in this whole, like, I would probably put, this is the most likely out of this whole thing, this Viking Village. It's an original concept, very simple, something that people have been requesting, and something that is tied to Lego's history with the Lego Viking sets, and yeah, I think this is one of the most likely. So, let's go over all of them again. We got that one, this 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 one. This one is probably another one that's one of the most likely. And Spirit Away, I think, as well. And yeah, the Hobbit one. Well, no, I can't say that because I don't know. And then Gravity Falls. So yeah, if I had to make bets, I would say Gravity Falls, Spirited Away, Viking Village, and the Venice one. It's going to be one of those. But who knows? I've been completely wrong before, and you can check out those videos. But yeah, we'll find out in summer 2021, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.